Welcome back. In this video, we will discuss about the classification of animal kingdom. So in the previous videos, we discussed about the basis for the classification. That means they had taken some criteria, some phenomena like number of germinal layers, number of levels of organization, type of symmetry, type of coelom, and type of development. Like that, they had considered different characters and classified the animal kingdom, whole animals present in the animal kingdom into different phylums. So what are they? In a broad manner, we will see. That is, first of all, the first phylum in the animal kingdom is Porifera, and the second one is Cnidaria. Third one is Ctenophora, and the fourth one is Platyhelminthes, and the fifth one is Nematoda or Aschelminthes. Sixth one is Annelida, and the seventh one is Arthropoda. Eighth one is Mollusca. Ninth one is Echinodermata, and the final one, that is Hemichordata. And one more is there, that is Chordata. See here, the one of the most important character that divides these 10 at one side and that alone on the another side, that is presence of notochord. It is in future develops into vertebral column, that is backbone. That means in the life cycle of an animal, at any stages, if the vertebral column is present, so that organisms or that animals is kept under chordates. At any stage, for example, as we discussed earlier, the notochord or the vertebral column, if it is present in the early stages and disappears at the later stages, so that is one case. And the vertebral column is not there in the early stages but present in the adult stages, so that is one case. And third case, it is present both in early stages and in the adult stages. These three cases, if it is happened in any animal, so we can consider that animal under phylum Chordata. And these animals under these 10 phylums, they do not have the vertebral column at any stage of their life cycle. So those animals are kept under these 10 phylums. So one of the most character which divides all these 10 at one side and that is alone another side, that is basically the notochord. And we can also call these 10 phylums together. These 10 phylums together we can call as invertebrates. And this one we can call as vertebrates. So we will see the further classification of each and every phylum, because the kingdom is divided into phylums and the phylum is further divided into subphylums, classes, families, like that. So we will see the classification of each and every phylum in detail. As a part of that, now in this video we will discuss about Porifera, phylum Porifera. We will discuss about phylum Porifera. So how we will discuss the phylum Porifera? Each and every chapter or each and every phylum we will discuss in this manner only. For example, if we are dealing with the Porifera, first of all we have to see some special characters of this phylum. Second, general characters of this phylum. And third one, classification. How it is classified? It is classified into families or further classes, we have to know. And finally, the most important, examples. So in this manner, each and every chapter or each and every phylum we will deal. Okay. For example, in general characters, what it will come? For example, excretory system, reproductive system, respiratory system, nervous system, digestive system, circulatory system. Like that, each and every character we will see under general characters. Okay. Now, the term porifera was coined by Robert Grant. This term was coined by the scientist Robert Grant. Okay, and the animals present in the phylum Porifera, they are commonly called as sponges. All the animals present in the phylum Porifera are called as sponges. And what is the meaning of the term Porifera? That means pore bearing. That means the animals that have pores that will allow the movement of water. Okay, water and food materials, everything that will allow. So for example, now the special character present in this phylum is water canal system. Water canal system. So we have to discuss what it is. Water canal system. So for that we have to take an example, model organism, and we have to know about the body structure of that. So as a part of that, water canal system. So here, for example, I am taking a example organism, that is model organism of a porifera. Okay. Now, the outer body layer containing different cells, number of cells, but the number is very less because they are exhibiting cellular grade of organization. So here the outer layer is known as epidermis or pinacoderm, and the cells present on the outer layer, it is known as pinacocytes. Outer layer, it is known as pinacocytes. And this is the cavity, and the cavity is lined by again a layer of cells. So this layer is known as choanoderm, and these are filled with choanocytes. This layer is filled with choanocytes, and the inner cavity, that is known as spongocoel. The inner cavity, that is known as spongocoel. And in between the pinacoderm and choanoderm, we have a gel-like material. So that gel-like material is known as mesohyl. The gel-like material between outer pinacoderm and inner choanoderm is mesohyl. And what is the use of this spongocoel? It is a cavity helpful for digestion, and reproduction, excretion. That means gametes or fertilization happens there, or excretion, storage of food materials, excretory materials takes place, digestion takes place. So spongocoel is a gastric cavity basically. Okay, and here now we will talk about water canal system. So here it is present in the water only, either in marine or fresh water, but ultimately it is present in water. So here we have to know that a body has multiple pores, openings. The body has multiple openings. So what is the function of that? So through multiple openings, water, that means it will bring food materials, everything into the body. So multiple openings. These openings are called as ostia. It has ostia are multiple in number. And water and food materials come inside and they enter into the gastric cavity, that is spongiocele, everything. For example, gametes that way can also enter, and food materials also enter along with the water. So all the water circulates over the body and transports the minerals and nutrients to all the tissues, all the cells, and the waste materials, and the water is ultimately has to go outside. So that outside is going through only single aperture, that is osculum. See, if the water is entering, it is through so many pores, but it is exit through only one pore, that is osculum. So the sequence here very important. The movement of water in the poriferan body is water is entering through ostia and entering into spongiocele and exit through single osculum. Single osculum. This is about the water canal system, and this is one of the most special character present in the phylum Porifera, that is water canal system or water transport system, and the body structure is like this. So this is the special character. Now we will discuss the general characters. Okay, now we will discuss the general characters. So each and every character now we have to take consideration. Phylum Porifera, general characters. So in this, first of all, the term Porifera was coined by Robert Grant. And the meaning of poriferans is pore bearing. And here the significance. These are first metazoans. Here we have to clarify one concept. That is metazoa, difference between, we have to know the difference between metazoans and eumetazoans. So what is metazoa? Metazoa means porifera, starting from porifera to higher animals like mammals. Porifera to ultimate, the extreme end, that is mammals. And what is the difference between metazoa and eumetazoa? Eumetazoa means it starts from Cnidaria and ends with the mammals. That means in eumetazoa, porifera is not there. So this is the difference between metazoa and eumetazoa. Eu means true and having tissues. That means tissue level of organization where it is started, or the presence of true tissues where it is. So that is started from the Cnidaria, and the porifera is exhibiting cellular grade. So that's why eumetazoa starts from Cnidaria. Okay, this is about the clarification between metazoa and eumetazoa. And habitat, where habitat means nothing but address. That means where they are living. So that is their address. So habitat means mostly marine, but a few are freshwater. So some families present in that phylum Porifera belongs to freshwater habitat. So what are those families? Those families are Potamolipidae, and Spongilidae. These two families of the whole phylum Porifera belongs to freshwater. Remaining all belongs to the marine water. Okay, and here symmetry. These animals does not have any symmetry. As we discussed in the topic symmetry, the sponges are asymmetrical. And coelom, no discussion at all. Because the coelom concept arises from the triploblastic organization. That means having 3 germinal layers. But it is not having any germinal layer. Okay, so here no concept of coelom. And levels of organization. It is exhibiting cellular grade of organization. And number of germinal layers, no. Because ectoderm, endoderm starts with the cnidaria. Here we have pinacoderm and coenoderm. They are not true germinal layers. Okay. And segmentation, no matter here of segmentation. And here digestion. It is exhibiting intracellular digestion. Intracellular digestion means the digestion happens inside the cells. But in higher animals, what is happening? As you know that the food material present in the alimentary canal, it is digested due to the secretion of enzymes. That means the cells will secrete enzymes and sent into the lumen of alimentary canal. There digestion happens. And the digested material enters into the cells. Understanding? But here in the cell itself, the digestion takes place. Because there are having only few number of cells. So each and every cell has to be specialized in specific function. So that's why here the cells are specified or having the specialization of digestion inside it. So intracellular digestion. And here respiration and circulation and excretion are done by simple diffusion. Diffusion, already we discussed these concepts. What is diffusion? What is active transport? What is osmosis, etc. Diffusion is nothing but the movement of any gases or any materials depend upon the concentration gradient. That means simply it travels from higher concentration to lower concentration. Nothing is there. Okay. Very simple diffusion. And nervous system is here absent. Not any organ that belongs to the nervous system is present here. So as nervous system is absent, sense organs is also absent. Because sense organs should be coordinated by nervous system. So here both nervous system and sense organs are absent. And here sexuality. Sexuality. Here these animals are bisexual. That means both male and female sex organs present in one organism. Both male and female sex organs are present in single organism. Okay. And reproduction. It is performing sexual reproduction. That means by production of gametes, male and female gametes, and they will fuse together and forms the zygote. So that is a form of sexual reproduction. And it is also performing asexual reproduction. This asexual reproduction, as you know in the previous early classes, so it will be done through the process of budding and fragmentation. Fragmentation. The asexual reproduction can be done by budding or fragmentation. And the fertilization is internal. That means the fusion of male and female gametes. For example, this is an organism. The male gametes and female gametes will fuse together inside the body and forms the zygote inside the body. So this is internal fertilization. And development. As we discussed it in the topics, that is basis for the classification. Here the development is indirect. That means it involves the larval stages. It involves the larval stages. So what are the larvae? Amphiblastula, Trichimella, Parenchyma. These are the three larval stages, very important. They will give at least one question from the larval stages in the main exam. That means, for example, they will give the larval stages and they will give the phylum, match the following. They will ask like that. And directly they can ask, for example, Veliger larva or Procophore larva or Echinoplutus larva or Trichomela larva present in which of the following organisms. They will give the example. So at least one question we can expect in the main exam with respect to larval stages. Okay, and examples. This is about the general characters. Here three larval stages are there. So like that, each and every chapter we will discuss these general characters. And at last, we will compare all the phylums together and write a chart manner at last after the completion of these 10 phylums. So invertebrates, one chart will come, and vertebrates, one chart will come. That will cover almost 95% of the questions from the topic, these phylums, animal kingdom. Okay, now we will see the classification. Now we will see the classification of phylum Porifera. So the phylum Porifera was classified into 3 classes. So what are those 3 classes? They are, the first one is Calcarea, the second one is Hexactinellida, and the third one is Demospongiae. So these are the 3 classes present in the phylum Porifera. And here, what is the difference between these 3 classes? How they are classified? Depend upon what characters they are classified into 3 classes. So we will see. Only 3 characters we can take and we can compare these 3 classes. So first character is habitat. That means address, where they are present. The Calcarea completely present in marine. Hexactinellida completely present in marine, but Demospongians are present in marine and freshwater habitats. So as we discussed that Potamolipidae and Spongilidae families belongs to Demospongiae because they are only the families that present in fresh waters. And mode of living, solitary means the single organism present. That means one organism present here, one organism present here, one organism present here, like that. Or colonial, that means group of organisms present grouped at one place. So that is colonial. This is only solitary and this is only colonial. And body, that means the body is covered by some mineral deposits. So depend upon that mineral material, which mineral it is. So here in Calcarea, Calcarea means calcium carbonate. Calcium is here. So the outer body is deposited by calcium carbonate. So that's why the name had come Calcarea. And here hexa, that means 6 rayed spicules. That body, for example, if this is the body, here the body is surrounded by 6 rayed spicules. That spicules are formed by silicon dioxide. Now we are preparing the artificial glass. That glass material is silicon dioxide only. Okay. Now 6 rayed means like this. The silicon dioxide deposited in a ray manner, and that rays are in 6 in number. That's why we are calling it hexa. Okay. And here the body spicules are made up of either SiO2, silicon dioxide, or spongin fibers, or in some animals both. This is the difference. And here examples. The first one, the examples of Calcarea is Sycon, Leucosolinia, and Grantia. And here Euplectella, that means common name, Venus flower basket. Common names are also very, very important. Again, I am stressing these words because they give in matching common names and scientific names. We have to match. So 9 phylums are in phylum Chordata also. Each and every common name we have to know. Whatever the examples they mentioned, we have to know. That's it. Not more than that. Okay. So Euplectella common name is Venus flower basket, and Hyloneuma, glass rope sponge, its common name. And the examples for Demospongia is Spongilla, that is freshwater sponge, Euspongia, that is bath sponge, and Chalina, that is dead man's fingers. Dead man fingers. So these are the examples for 3 classes and their common names. So in this manner, we will discuss each and every phylum in the next coming videos. Thank you so much.